Joining us now with some more insight into the elections is a former U.S. Democratic Party representative for Israel, Sheldon Shorer, and conservative activist May Golan. Thanks so much for coming in, guys.
Hi.
All right, so let's begin with one of the biggest issues today. Hillary Clinton was just exonerated by the FBI again today after 8 days of combing through her newly acquired emails. But Trump is still questioning her trustworthiness. And do you think there's any merit to the accusations that are against Hillary Clinton, or can we trust in these new judgments that have come from the FBI?
Hillary Clinton has been under investigation more than just about any other human being. I mean, she's had the Congress, the Republican Congress, has checked out Benghazi and the emails for over a year and spent a lot of money. In fact, they spent more time on investigating Hillary Clinton than they spent on the JFK assassination, than on 9/11, on Watergate, and she's been, and they couldn't find anything against her. The FBI has checked her out, and they couldn't find. She was the subject of 8 different investigations. So let's give it a rest already. They're beating a dead horse. There's nothing in it. Let's go on to the issues.
First of all, I have to beg to differ. I don't think Hillary Clinton was exonerated by the FBI. She was exonerated by the Obama administration, which means by Obama. You know, if we're looking on it really, you know, and checking the real details, the American people are not stupid. Okay, they see that just a couple of days before the FBI decides to reopen the investigations, it really isn't possible that they will close it just numerous days before. Something is not right here, and the people know that something, I'm sorry, but really stinks. Okay, so, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people in America lately, Republicans and Democrats, and I've been seeing them feeling very, you know, tricked. People are not capable of seeing so much corruption in one person, so many incidents that are involved in a woman that is running, let's not forget, to be the President of the United States. You cannot have so many black clouds above one person that is supposed to run America. And one more thing, you know, I'm thinking about the media that is sitting, you know, and talking about the fact that, you know, the files against Hillary are now closed. But basically, the same reporters are the ones who didn't want to talk about it for so long. And I sit in a lot of studios, and one of the, you know, reporter was sitting next to me and saying, you know, Hillary is no different than other candidates from the Democratic Party before her. No difference in corruption. And I was shocked, because under their minds, it makes it okay that she's not different. But you have to understand that the people of America want change. They want someone who's not involved in the establishment, who's not involved in the corruption of the government, someone that is anti all those things. And I think Donald Trump really represented.
Sheldon, what is your response to that? Because there have been allegations, you know, against Trump for other reasons. So that black cloud
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry that Ms. Golan takes the same sign as Donald Trump. He says, well, the FBI knows she's guilty, and why are they... Come on, she's been investigated by people, the Republican Congress, which is not favorable to Hillary Clinton, and they have not found her guilty. The FBI, I don't think there's any basis of saying.
You have no problem with the fact that she's investigated by the Obama administration.
It's not the Obama administration. This is the FBI.
The FBI works for who? For the administration. The administration is Obama.
Please don't interrupt. But the FBI, please don't interrupt. The FBI head is a Republican. Now, you have no basis of saying that the FBI is corrupt or the FBI has been compromised in any way. Absolutely no. You have no interest in the facts, no interest in truth. All you're interested in is the conclusions. To completely say, without any basis at all, that she's corrupt. There is no finding of her being corrupt, and I'm tired of hearing this. I'm tired of hearing lies like this. You're tired of hearing
the truth. That's
lies.
the problem.
So let's talk.
Any other nominee that would have even a quarter of what Hillary has been blamed for wouldn't have been able to run. She is corrupted.
Well, let's turn to another topic.
Let's
Let's turn to another topic because we don't have that much time, and I want to
I don't like shouting. I would like to control the guest here. If I'm talking,
all right. Well, let's talk about the
the
military aid agreement, okay, between the United States and Israel, which has obviously been a major issue in everybody's minds over here, especially Israeli American voters. You know, many say that there could have been a better deal My question is, do you think Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump would have better relations with Israel and would have been able to close a better deal? What is your guys' response to that question?
Well, I completely believe that Hillary Clinton for Israel will be the worst thing possible. If we're looking at the last 8 years under Obama, I think that there has never been such a low friendship between Israel and the U.S. We're seeing a president that has called our prime minister a liar, that has refused to shake his hand, that has been humiliating him all around the world, has not been backing Israel up whatsoever, has done the Iran deal, which is one of the most horrible deals for the safety of Israel. And unfortunately, if Hillary gets elected, someone who is not supporting Israel from every security-wise, who her staff is known to not like Israel and not support Israel, she will weaken the building in Jerusalem, she will not support the settlements, she will support the Iran deal to continue. May I remind you, 150 billion, which is John Kerry said that part of it will go to terror. Just to sum it up,
we're going to get to the Iran nuclear deal, but I want to hear also, Sheldon, what's your response to this?
4 more years from Hillary will be a disaster to Israel.
Okay. I've never heard such nonsense in my life. President Obama has been one of the strongest defenders of the state of Israel, one of the best friends of the state of Israel, and yes, the Iran deal is an excellent deal. And let me back that up. Number one, not only has he given the largest package foreign aid to any country has ever been in the history of the United States, he's given advanced weaponry to Israel, which has not been given by the Bush administration, such as the F-35 plane, cluster bombs. He's backed Israel in the United Nations during the entire period of the Obama presidency, 2 terms. There has not been one single decision against the state of Israel coming out of the Security Council of the United Nations. He is the only president that you can say that to. Military information has been transferred between Israel and the United States on a higher level. There's been joint exercise between Israel and the United States. They have recognized and backed Israel's right to exist and has backed Israel's standing in the world community. And as far as the Iran deal, excuse me, I am talking. Could you please ask her to be quiet?
Let's let Sheldon finish and then we'll get on to
the Iran deal. Let me just get 2 things. Number one, the Iran deal is not the best deal that we could possibly get. I'm sure that if the Prime Minister had written the Iran deal, he would have gotten better terms, but he would not have agreed to. And it's the question of having the Iran deal or nothing. If we had nothing today, Iran would be finishing having a nuclear weapon, and I would not. And I'm happier that Iran will be building it in 10 years rather than today.
Yeah. But you know, Iran hasn't stood by this deal in many ways. What is your response to that?
You just have to enforce it, as Prime Minister Netanyahu said. We have enforcement proceedings. It is up to the Western powers and the United States to enforce it. They should
enforce anything on a country that doesn't exist, doesn't even acknowledge the basic right for Israel to exist. We're talking about a leader there that basically calls for the destruction of Israel. Who can possibly make a deal with this country? How can you possibly enforce such things on a country?
What do you want to do, go bomb Iran? Is that your idea?
No, I didn't say bombing Iran. You would like to radicalize things. I'm saying that this kind of deal is basically a shame for the friendship between Israel and America. And I believe Donald Trump, when he gets elected and will be the next president of the U.S., will tear it up. We'll tear it up and we'll bring the safety to Israel that America has been promising for years to keep on maintaining with Israel.
He cannot.
All right, so guys, let's turn to a different topic completely. May, you're an activist that has been outspokenly against illegal immigration, similar to Trump in the United States, but there are a lot of Jewish Americans who are concerned that some of his policies are very divisive, given the fact that they themselves have, family members that were refugees from World War II or faced persecution in the past. What is your response to those American Jews who are concerned with Trump's approach to that type of policy?
Okay, first of all, it's very important to emphasize that what I've been doing for the last 5 years with my NGO, the Hebrew City nonprofit organization, is basically fighting against illegal immigration, not refugees. We stand behind the true fact that refugees should get an asylum seeker in Israel, should get a status, should be protected. But the thing that I'm really trying to explain is the things that I've been saying for the last 5 years. It's exactly the words that Donald Trump has been saying for the last 6 months. And the fact is that Donald Trump is saying that you should protect your borders. You should protect the safety of your country. You should have the right to defend your your country from people that are coming in illegally, not knowing who they are, what they're bringing with, what are their goal to come to America. I don't think that American Jews or Americans at all should be worried about that, because they should be happy that finally there is a candidate who is willing to close the border like Benjamin Netanyahu actually closed the border a couple of years ago, and who is willing to finally keep the majority of Americans there, like I fight to keep the majority of Jewish people in Israel.
Sheldon, what is your response to that?
Well, when Donald Trump first started his rant against the refugees, against illegal immigration, and everyone is against illegal immigration. He didn't invent that. But when he came out, he said, "I'm going to throw them all out the next day after I'm in bed." He stopped that. He realizes that to have families where the children are born in the United States and have a right to be there, to throw the parents out makes no sense. Now, Dwight Eisenhower did something like this. He had an Operation Wetback that was a total disaster. I heard an interview more recently by Donald Trump when they asked him, what laws would you change? And now that he's finally read the laws, he realized that everything he said is in the laws. He said he wouldn't change the laws. All he'd do is enforce it more humanely and with more vigor. In other words, we have right now in place the laws to stop that. By the way, I don't know if many people know this, but in the last 5 years, the net immigration from Mexico, Mexicans into the United States, is a minus. More Mexicans have returned to Mexico than have come in. So the idea of building a wall is not going to work. Most of the immigration comes in from Africa and from Asia and from Latin America, not from Mexico.
Right,
so
guys,
his whole plan is nonsense.
We're out of time,
Just to
unfortunately.
say that Hillary Clinton, the difference is between Donald Trump, that she will import more illegal infiltrators, and that's the big difference beside the wall. She said that. She said she wants to accept more.
She wanted to accept more Syrians than has been in right now, but not terrorists.
That are actually illegal infiltrators. That's what she wants to accept. And Donald Trump not only will build a wall, but he will keep legal people, and this is very important for America.
All right, well, guys, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming in.
Okay, pleasure. Thank you.